Hey guys, I recently watched the OG 1979 Amytiville horror, um, directed by Stuart Rosenberg, starring James Brolin and Margot Kidder and Rod Steiger. Now, a lot of people don't like this film, they think it's too long. It does come in at 1 hour and 52 minutes, so it's just shy of 2 hours. But this is so much creepier than the, I think it's 2005 remake starring Melissa George and Ryan Reynolds. It was alright, but it wasn't that good, that version. This version is so creepy in places. It is a slow burn movie, and there are reasons for that. Now, I'll tell you what I like and dislike about the film. What did I like? I like the way that the house is a character in the film. It's just not a building. It is a character in itself. The way it's lit, at times it looks horrifying. Sometimes it's bathed in a red light, sometimes in a blue light, but all the time, especially the back of the house where those weird shaped windows were, because they have been now changed, that look over the lake, that look like eyes looking out at you. That was so creepy. When the realtor, or the estate agent as we would call it in the UK, is showing them around the house, every time she goes into a room, she shows what happened. It shows you, the film shows you what happened in that room, who was shot, who was murdered in that room. And that gives it a really, really cold air, creepiness about it. There's the scene where the priest comes in, which is Rod Steiger, and he is surrounded by flies. They're in his mouth, they're everywhere. He's starting to feel sick and he has to leave. And he's leaving the house, and there's this really creepy voice that's, "Get out!" And I mean, this is like the OG haunted house story, and that makes it really creepy. So I do have a bit of a chest infection, so I'm coughing. Now, what else was good about it? The effects are simple. They kept it simple. There's, at one point, there's blood running down the stairs at the end. She's getting towards when they're leaving. But this is a psychological horror in the sense that it's of the way that it affects George Lutz, or James Brolin. He doesn't experience things physically the way the children and his wife do. So Kathy experiences really bad dreams, things happen, and so do the kids. Until the end, as she dreams of him killing her with an axe. Very Shining. And in fact, some people say, don't watch this, watch The Shining. But I think this is creepier than The Shining in some ways. And I love The Shining. It's one of my favourite movies. But again, like with Jack Torrance in The Shining, instead of him physically seeing things and experiencing horrible things, it affects his mind. There's a scene where he's put the logs on the fire and he just sits there staring into the flames, and it's that whole thing of being hypnotized by the flames, and you can see it, and it's really clever. So I thought, anybody who doesn't like this film because it's not The Shining is an idiot, saying just watch The Shining, don't watch this. Watch it. This is the OG haunted house. It's not as scary as, and I think people get scary movies confused with what's gory. To me, gory isn't scary, it's just horrible. And I don't mind a gory film. I've watched gory films. They don't bother me. I can't watch too many in one go because of all the blood. But to me, a gory film is not scary. Saw is not scary. Sorry, but it's not. I want something that messes with my mind. This is a sort of film that messes with your mind. That's what I want. I want to feel that terror in my head. I'm not going to feel terror because somebody's going around kidnapping people and putting them in a room to play a game. That's never going to happen. Hopefully. More than likely. But things can play with your mind. And if you look at the thing, what I say about the house being a character, the way it's lit, it looks like it's got eyes. And it even looks like this looks like a horror, like a Slender Man, almost. The house is a character in itself. I like films that do that. So it's a really good film, and I wish people would give it more of a chance. Yes, it's a slow burn because you've got to get the psychological effects going with the James Brolin character. But overall, it's a good film. I really enjoyed it.